Hey, Ty here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. So this gives me kind of a sense of deja vu from last year, when we first spotted Seacliff, now the Meta Quest Pro, directly in the Oculus App. And well, guess what? That's happening again right now with Eureka, what it seems to be the Meta Quest 3 dev kit. So well, let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get into it. Alright, here we are. So the leaks and informations about the Meta Quest 3, the next-gen virtual reality headset from Meta, are actually riling up. And that's something that we saw already last year when we were instead discussing the Meta Quest Pro. The reality is that Meta, unfortunately for them and good for us, has a very big leaks pipeline. And yeah, because of small errors here and there, old people talking, well, we always know something ahead of the schedule. And lately we had two big leaks about it. One directly from the Vice President of VR at Meta, Mark Rapkin, in a presentation talking to their employees, and the second one, well, directly in the app. Let's start with the first one. The idea is the Quest 3 that we saw in many leaks and actually printed to have it at home directly. It's not gonna be the only consumer-focused headset releasing from Meta. That's because Stinson, what we saw, according to Rapkin, will be convincing people to pay a bit more money than the cost of the existing Meta Quest 2. We have to get enthusiasts fired up about it. We have to prove to people that all this power, all these features are worth it. Because yeah, we know that the Meta Quest 3 is gonna have double the power of the Meta Quest 2 with the new XR2 Gen 2 chipset inside, and it's gonna be focused on enthusiasts like us, with big features like mixed reality, and so all the sensors needed to actually have a very good experience, like the depth sensor, for example. The idea is to have a new smart Guardian where you don't actually need to set up your Guardian environment all the time, but it's gonna scan directly your house. And what he's saying is the main North Star for the team was from the moment you put on this headset, the mixed reality has to make it feel better, easier and more natural. You can walk effortlessly through your house knowing you can see perfectly well. You can put anchors and things on your desktop. You can take your coffee, you can stay in there much longer. So yeah, the idea is to start to blend VR with reality, to do not have to take off the headset anymore. The cool thing though, there are gonna be 41 apps available at launch for the Meta Quest 3, and it's actually something that we talked about in previous videos, the fact that we don't have many big games coming right now, because probably they're really accruing all the big games for the big launch later this year. Things like the Assassin's Creed games, GTA San Andreas that we heard about years ago. All of these taking advantage of the hardware to actually giving us a reason to upgrade for once. And while Stinson, the enthusiast headset, is gonna be the headset of 2023, in 2024 we're gonna see another Quest 3, this time much cheaper, with the goal, from what they say, to pack the biggest punch we can at the most attractive price point in the VR consumer market. And this headset has codename Ventura. It's not really clear what Ventura is gonna feature in terms of sensors and hardware, but it seems they could actually launch without any controllers, making it perfect for people getting in VR and AR for mixed reality at this time, for first time, and having to interact just with their hands. That feels much more natural. I mean, from the price of the controllers, they will cut the price already of around $100, $150. That is not bad. Anyway, it seems like the Quest 3 Stinson is gonna be from the $300 to $500 price point, and of course it's gonna be 500 because of course, and if the price of Ventura is that important, having a 250 or 300 price point will be very nice to see. The cool thing here that I really appreciate is actually putting a lot of focus on enthusiasts, that are the people that actually stick to VR the most, because from the reports of engagements, it seems like people who actually bought the Quest last Christmas, something actually don't stick on it as much as people that bought it before. Guess what? We're important. I think that a lot of pressure has actually come in also from the fact that PSVR 2 launched, and many people that wanted bigger games, better graphics and stuff, a bit of more enthusiast side, well, we went in that direction already. And it kind of makes sense at the end of the day. It's just so weird to me that they actually forgot almost completely about PC VR, when an enthusiast actually can go to play games with better resolution, better graphics. I mean, we still didn't see ports of Tales from the Galaxy Edge or The Climb 2 or The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 on PC VR when they're available on Quest. They're gonna be soon or already available on PSVR 2. And that's just so weird to me. But anyway, going back to the beginning after this first long point, the second point was that on the app we had a leak for Oureka. This seems to be the dev kit for the Meta Quest 3 already arriving to developers. It's actually what happened also with Seacliff with the Meta Quest Pro. Now it's just weird that the name is not actually Stinson or Ventura, they are the code names of the Meta Quest 3 at the end of the day. But hey, something is happening, something is moving, it's for sure a new headset that's been tested with different games. But now this new story is actually very interesting because it seems like Meta is working on a Game Pass or subscription service for their games on, of course, the Oculus platform. The Twitter user Shiny Quackshire discovered a hidden page on the Quest app that suggests that the service is under consideration or development in Meta. Get up to 2 new apps or games every month with Project Apollo. Log in each month to redeem your apps, grow your library with the most exciting VR titles. Enjoy new apps, get easy access to best of VR, redeem and install to play right away. Redeem your apps at the end of the month and keep your apps as long as you're subscribed. So if this is real, because of course we're talking about speculations and leaks, it will be very interesting because it seems like to be a hybrid between the Game Pass and Xbox Live or PS Plus and PS Plus Premium. It is actually something that makes a lot of sense for Meta because at the end of the day they probably don't really realize that they're a gaming company. At the end of the day they have a console, as is Nintendo with the Switch, as is a Series S and X with Xbox, and the PS5 with PlayStation, and they all have their subscription services, they all have their Game Pass models and something like that, so it kind of makes sense that Meta is actually considering something like this. The alternative that we have in VR right now is actually Viveport. I always loved this service in the past, I actually used it a lot, and it's still growing, and it's gonna grow even more with the new Vive XR Elite. So the idea is having something similar, pay a subscription service, you get 2 free games every month, and also you have a catalog of games to play with the subscription. So every time you get in VR, you actually have something to do, instead of just, looking at this thing and leave it in a corner, like most of the people are doing, apparently, from the Meta reports. And it's something that I would like to see also from PlayStation with the PSVR 2, because we have the PlayStation Plus Premium, but we don't have any VR games in there. It would be nice to see something arriving. So, you pay the subscription, at least you have 100 games for flat, at least give me 10 games in VR. That would be pretty sweet, right? And anyway, talking about PlayStation, there's the first update of 2023 for the PlayStation VR 2. Well, it's actually for PlayStation, but with some features that are very useful in VR. We have some voice commands to actually record that are being added, so you can say just, hey PlayStation, record this, or hey PlayStation, record the last 30 seconds of gaming, and that's what it's gonna do. So you don't actually have to press the share button anymore while you're in game. And I think that is a feature that is very useful while in VR, even more than when you are using flat games. The second and very useful thing of this update is that you can actually finally filter the games in your app library for the PlayStation VR and PlayStation VR 2, so you don't have them mixed around with all the other games. And that's nice. Also, if your controllers don't work anymore with the update, it's something that's actually happened to me. The solution is just to plug them in with the USB Type-C cable once at a time, you turn it on, and well, they're connected again. No biggie, but there's no notification happening and nothing, so I just discovered just trying, so just be aware of it. But here you have it, guys. So I wanted to make this video to sum up all this big information and this with big leaks, because I think we're getting in the heat of it again, and that's pretty cool indeed. Meta is preparing themselves, getting the prices of the Meta Quest 2 and the Meta Quest Pro, as we saw in one of the earlier videos this week, or maybe it was last week, whatever. And yeah, the Quest 3 is actually getting around the corner. I think that it's gonna be a very big deal with new lenses, new screens, new mixed reality features, and yeah, a nice beefy new processor. And also knowing that they're very interested to finally go back to their roots and care about the enthusiast part of their audience, well, it's actually something that warmed my heart, and I'm very happy to hear that, and I hope they're actually doing it for real this time. Because at the end of the day, VR is alive because us enthusiasts are keeping it alive. Let's just be frank about it. Anyway, what do you think about it? Are you waiting for the Meta Quest 3? Would you pay $500 for a beefed up Quest 3, or would you wait a bit longer for a cheaper version arriving later? Let me know in the comment below. I think I know already the answer. But anyway, guys, as always, if you like the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you really love the channel, down in the button down there. Don't forget also a Patreon. Thanks to all the patrons for joining the channel, of course. And I see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.